right, here we are with Exalted versus Chronicles of Darkness, Hologram Summer, Season 1, Episode 1. I am Devin, the storyteller, and here we have today with us...
Peter playing Damien Star, aka Daystar, the Solar Dawn.
Holden playing Raphael Vargas, Sidereal, Chosen of Secrets.
Excellent. So, this game, just to give a brief intro or a brief overview, if you haven't heard the intro, that may or may not exist, takes place in the present day, present time of 2021. It takes place in the country of America, in the state of Florida, and the city of Miami. Miami in the United States is like some sort of port city with a lot of heat and swamps and stuff going on. And in our version of it, it also has it has a supernatural presence in the town that's a little livelier than other cities because of unique circumstances of the city, and has the colloquial term Night City. So, to dive us into the characters, what they look like, who they are, and all that, we will, of course, open with a brief cinematic scene. It's the movie screen or the television screen in your mind is split into two. And on one side, we have a young man in his 20s. Describe to us briefly what Damien Starr looks like in his day-to-day wear, Pete.
Okay. He's a white guy, a little bit tanned. He's jacked, of course, because, hey, that's a done for you. He's a young fellow wearing jeans jacket and so on, short brown hair. And, some glasses without lenses in them because, I need to keep down low. Going something, between, Fist of the North Star, JoJo, and Chris Hemsworth from Ghostbusters.
Ah, yes. The perfect combination. I see what you're going for.
I'm sorry.
No, it's good. It's perfect. All right. So, Fist of the North Star, gotcha. It's locked into my mind. And then on this other screen, we have an older man in his 20s. Holden, describe your character.
Raphael is mixed Cuban ancestry, brown hair, slender, usually disappearing into an oversized jacket with coffee stains on them. And he talks fast, constantly looking over his shoulder. He's it's very easy for him to disappear into the background, particularly while Damien's around.
Perfect. So how this split screen plays out is just a brief recap of where your characters are in their lives right now. And a lot of the stuff that'll play up for I'm trying to remember names. Is it Vargas or Raffi? What does he have a nickname? Raffi. Okay, so Raffi's side is a lot of scenes of him doing on the street investigative work, like places at nighttime, checking things out, binoculars, windows, casing joints, and they're followed up with him having an accomplice or someone else on hand that he's paid, and them constantly either fucking it up, getting themselves in danger, or just ditching when things get too rough. I think that's a fair problem for someone new to the game might have, and that's frustrating. While those fairly benign scenes play out, the side for Damien, because his name's Damien, spelt not how you think it is him in some sort of roadhouse diner getting the shit beat out of him by vampires, going to town on him before he eventually turns that around and starts wailing on them and puts them down. Where things start to sync up is at one point... Raffi comes home, clearly frustrated, sits down, centers himself, breathes in and out, looks out the window, puts a bandana over his eyes, opens up his computer, and just starts hitting random keys while not really paying attention to it. On the Vargas, or on the Damien side of things, it's him going home, being beaten up, but quickly recovering from it, and clearly looking more confident, more fit, more put together. Grabbing his shit, throwing it into a bag, getting on his motorcycle, looking about where he's going to go, looking at maps and getting ready to take off. When at the same time, Raffi hits enter on his keyboard, takes off the blindfold, and sees he sent an email. And Damien gets an email on his phone that basically says, I have the answers to everything. Meet me here this time. Don't be late. At this point, I am assuming Raffi reads his own email from his sent folder, goes to that location at that time. Time passes, and the split screens sync up when Raffi drives on into a vacant lot, or when Damien drives into a vacant lot and Raffi walks. And you guys meet for the first time. Unless you want to go over that role play, specifically, we can kind of assume the broad strokes of what happens with this relationship. You talk over the things that are going on in your life, compare notes, maybe show off your abilities a bit. What kind of abilities would you guys show off? That would be something we would like to highlight for, because you guys are different. Like Damien?
Probably that I can, live this, garbage truck here or something, and,
punch holes in walls, snap stuff over your knee, hit harder than anyone should hit.
Yeah. All that fun stuff.
Glow like the morning sun on command.
Well, that takes a little bit of, Super Saiyan screaming, but yes. Just kidding.
Right?
I can make a thing on my forehead glow green. And I've got a Google spider.
A lot of your stuff isn't as physical, but it's more like, cough up a spider, answer questions. Maybe, Damien picks up cards and is like looking through them and you're just getting every single card. Like quick montage of weird occult powers.
Clearly we are peers.
Yeah. We work together. And the scene, this kind of like, montage-y, not super voiced over scene ends with you guys are walking from the lot and like Damien pulls out his pockets and his wallet because he's broke and he's like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I got my motorcycle. When a flyer flies right by you guys and splays itself out fully on a nearby light pole that says, need money? Got nothing in your wallet? Join us, Ghost Hunters, and a QR code with a spooky ghost in it.
That sounds like a plan.
Yeah. And that's it. That's the lead-in. That is the hook. So, scene swipe to later that night. You guys are in a parking lot in Miami at night. The parking lot is a very large kind of complex lot. Like, it could fit a few hundred cars on it. Its design is a little bit weird because even though it's like a perfect city block square sort of deal, it only really has 3 off-road entrances into it for filling up the lot. And like the 4th cardinal direction that you kind of pull in is actually completely like blocked off with barricades to be like a pedestrian walk up to the middle of the lot. The middle of the lot has a large cylindrical building with like a lot of access, like mall doors, because the very middle of this parking lot has the stairs and the service elevator that takes you down further into the mall, as this is an underground mall that has since shut due to the pandemic. So it's your typical post-COVID, or not post-COVID, your typical in-COVID looking city that I'm sure all of you listeners are familiar with. The streets are empty. There's flyers kind of blowing in the wind. Not a lot of lights are on. Every once in a while, you see the errant drift of headlights as a food delivery driver kind of picks on by against the night. This being Miami, of course, everything's lit up in neon. There's a lot of like bright, soft purple sort of fluorescent lighting everywhere, very vaporwave aesthetic, if that's what you like. And this big parking lot has no cars or vehicles in it at all. The center kind of like cylindrical, elevator stair building is dark. Not even the signs have been left on. There's a bunch of posters everywhere saying danger, pandemic. But this is where your poster said to meet up on that ghost hunting forum you went to. The brief overview plan is there is a sort of individual-owned Dave & Buster's downstairs in the mall, and they say that they closed so quickly that everyone had to go home and no one cleared out the safes. So this is an excuse to rob the place.
We're going to crime people straight away.
Yeah, this is kind of an excuse to rob the place, but those types of forums are all about that. I mean, they're going to break into places to hunt ghosts. Why not take a little bit off the top? Who's it going to hurt? Dave or Buster? No one. The big
Have to
complication is
examine
that
the haunted money.
right. The big complication is there actually is a bit of a ghost story to this. So the place you're going to is called Mantertainment Complex, and is a sort of adult child animatronic casino. Like, it's for kids, but it's for adults. You're not supposed to really bring kids there. They serve beer, and it's for it seems a bit escapist, but you're not allowed to bring kids to it. It's weird. And the animatronics have been seen stalking the streets around the parking lot, trying to lure people in with signs. And people have taken pictures of it. There's like snapshots and like camera footage of like animatronics holding a sign that says, 50 tokens for $1, unlimited wings. And they'll just stand there, and if you follow them, they'll try to walk you back to the parkade, and no one's fucking followed them. Because people have survival instincts.
Unlimited wings does sound nice.
So here you are in the parking lot on an average night in Night City. It's very cool. It's, not chilly. It's just nice and cold to the touch. Everything kind of feels it. The sun is definitely gone. It is definitely dark.
That's really refreshing with this heat wave we're having.
Oh, yeah, that unbearable goddamn heat wave. It's ridiculous.
I guess we mosey on in.
So you've got a motorcycle, and I guess I've got a beat to shit old Nissan. Just leave them as the only vehicles up in the parking lot, and just head on down.
Do you park really close?
Might as well.
All right, there you go.
Sure. We have our choice of parking spots.
Right? You don't have to park all the way at the back because you don't want to have to park between two vehicles because that's a nightmare.
Oh, no.
I would rather circle the lot for minutes than try to park between two vehicles. With someone behind me waiting, I'd die.
Well, don't worry. As soon as we park, another car will roll on over and park right next to you, so you'll have problems getting in.
Every time. As you approach the center after you park and get out, you can clearly hear the sound of people. Like, there's a group of people outside the building clearly doing something to the door. There are 8 of them. They don't really notice you.
So, are those ghost hunters we were looking for?
I should hope so.
I guess we approach.
All right. So yeah, you walk up to them. They seem pretty into what they're doing, arguing with each other, talking on their phones, taking pictures. One of them is like, they're using a key card that has like bits attached to it, and they're putting it over a dongle attached to their laptop and then trying to scan it over the key card scanner again to make it do something. And yeah, looks like not a lot's going on. Do you want them to notice you? Do you want them to kind of take an interest in you?
Before we alert them, I'm going to take a moment to look over this odd group of people and see if there's anything particularly special about them.
Are you
using
reaching
auspicious
out?
prospects.
3 of them seem a bit odd.
Using auspicious prospects. See if anyone there has a secret that needs to be brought to light.
Do I tell you what that secret is, or do I tell you that the secret exists?
Do you roll?
That would be
I'm just
on
asking.
whether I can make the roll for it.
Yeah, they would qualify.
You just tell me whether they have one or not.
Yeah, they do. 3 out of 8 of them have secrets.
That need to be revealed. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And which 3 would those be?
Okay, so there's a big football-looking guy, and that's the best way to describe him. He's big and wide. Like, I wouldn't say supernaturally, but this is a world with people who are supernaturally big. And he is standing there whining, like in a super deep, booming voice, being like, "I'm bored." The one on the laptop that's trying to like crack the security is, I wouldn't say supernaturally short, but they're not short in a way that you're familiar with. Like you've seen people that are different sizes. It's just off-putting how he's short. There's something wrong about it. There's something proportioned differently that just sort of trips something in your mind you don't fully understand the context of yet. And he seems to have a mouth that's a little wider than you were expecting. And he's just muttering to himself, hissing under his breath, doing stuff on a computer. And then there's a woman who's dressed like an adult woman, whereas these two guys look like college school nightmares. There's a woman who's dressed like an adult businesswoman in like a suit and pants and shoes and has her hair up and glasses and clearly looks like she's better than this, who also just stands out. There's something not fitting in. And that's your kind of 3 standouts.
All right. I guess I'll clear my throat.
All right, a bunch of them look over and they kind of wave. A dude walks up. He's just a kind of lanky-looking fellow. Looks like he runs a lot. Oh, hey, are you here for the ghost hunting?
Yeah, this is. We corresponded on the app, I think.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, no, we didn't quite get everyone who's coming. It was a little bit short notice. I think you were the last people to sign up, right? Like today or the day before?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's us.
Yeah, all right. Excellent. Here to have some fun. So, make sure to like cover your face and stuff and don't take a bunch of selfies. We've had that problem before.
I put on my COVID mask.
Yeah.
I've already got mine on him.
Oh yeah, like everyone's doing that. Like they're not like clustered together a bunch, but like they have masks.
Social distancing.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Once we get the elevator open, eventually, we're gonna be heading on in. You got I don't know. What are you guys good at? You're a big guy. You play football.
Yes. What do you need?
No, I'm just I can kind of figure out how you could help. We got a lot of hauling in mind. What about you, little friend, buddy? Not a little friend, just a guy. Someone who's here. What's up? He just stumbles right over that.
I just hold up my phone and documenting.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You're beat by the door, and one of like the service doors opens up, and triumphant hissing, like just like yes, we're in. Let's go now.
Woo.
It's the little guy.
Nice.
Yeah, people start talking to each other. They start filing on in. Do you follow into this B&E?
Oh, sure.
All right.
I mean, I'm
trying to get a particular look at Short Stack when we get in, hopefully without him noticing me eyeballing him.
Yeah. All right. Do you want to try that in like a contest of some sort, just to dust off the dice, or do you want to just be fed some information?
Oh, feed me.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. What the hell would that be? Let's see.
Occult awareness,
investigation.
Doesn't
Empathy?
exist.
There used to be a WAD stat for rolling that that the magic's happening.
I mean, don't you have like that merit that lets you see strange things? The eye for the strange?
I did pick something up, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So, intelligence and composure? Yeah.
Not quite sure that applies here, though.
Well, I guess figure out some dice pool and roll that maybe, see how it goes.
I don't know. What is wits usually used for? Because I'm just getting back into this.
Usually that tends to sub in for perception, and this was it
So wits and
composure?
occult.
What's in it?
Sure.
I think
For
what's in the
listeners,
result is you
it's been a hot minute since we've run Chronicles of Darkness, so it's just I got to reload all this stuff back into my head.
Yeah, and I actually, despite writing this thing, have not done anything with the system in quite a while.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's 8 dice. That would be 4 successes, and since it's a cast ability, I get exceptional success on 3 or more.
Fantastic. All right. Hey, I can give you a condition because you got an exceptional success in a roll. How about I give you like inspired?
Sweet.
It's just an easy way to reward people getting exceptional successes. All right. So the short one, who you will learn to know, it prefers to be called Zet. His mouth is a little bit wide. His teeth are clearly filed, like into shark teeth. And he talks with like a Cobra Commander raspy hiss. Like he's a weird one, and he's apparently goes to the same college that the big guy, who's called Korg, goes to. They say they go to State U, which that's like not a real thing. That's like something they say in movies. And they have like jackets that have like S's on them.
Nice.
Yeah. Like they look like movie prop jackets. Yeah, the small one and the big one seem to be a pair.
While everybody's shuffling around, I get a surreptitious picture of the back of their jackets.
All right. You will find upon further research that they are the exact same jackets used in Ferris Bueller's Day Off for the college kids. So you're walking down a service hatch. Right? So you're walking down a service hatch with 8 other people with you, so 10 people to it. This corridor can probably fit 2 abreast. It has lockers and filing cabinets up against the walls. There's a water dispenser that looks like it's been emptied out and just has never been refilled. The break room is here, and it has easy access to outside for smoking. That's what this door basically represents. The vending machines are still stocked and full, and a lot of their products gone bad because it's been a year since it's ever been refilled, since last March when the pandemic shut everything down. There's still like food and drink on the counter too. Like rotten meals were left. Like it looks like people just left the mall in the middle of the day. And as you thread through here, you find 2 things. One, there's a large staircase situation that goes down from the middle of this building into the mall. Like it's a nice fancy marbled staircase, and there's apparently like fountain works and escalators built into it, and it's like a way to get a lot of foot traffic in other than the elevators. Well, that's all locked down. Like shutters have been closed around them, multiple layers of them, which just that seems so odd. So you can't get down by steps. How you can get down is by taking an elevator, which the small one, Zet, is leading the group to because he's going to have to hack it.
So right now we're in like the mall proper and not the...
You're not even in the mall yet. You're still in like that cylinder at the top of the parking lot where people go down into the mall. It looks like it's a bit of a fire hazard.
It looks weird too because it doesn't look closed so much as evacuated.
People are like, one of the people that's there, like, just kind of speaks up if you make that observation, because people are all making observations at this point. Yeah, some dude speaks up and it's all like, if I was getting paid what I was getting paid here, I wouldn't clean up after I left. As soon as that order came in.
So there are no stairs you can take, just this elevator?
Yeah, just the elevators. Like there's a few others, but they're all locked down, and yeah, Zet is like he's he has peeled off some of the electronics with his hands and is like opening them and like splicing wires to like try and short the elevator because the key card thing's not working too hot. And other people are like, dude, we're not supposed to leave a trace. And he's like, nah, I'm not here for you. And like Korg will get in the way and kind of like, push them back a bit with his presence.
Does the professional-looking woman I noticed earlier appear to be with them, or
no? She's not really. She doesn't really hang out with them. She kind of keeps to the rest of the group. They kind of keep their distance.
I mean, she's obviously not wearing a school jersey, so there's that.
You got a real mix of people here. Like, Korg is a football guy, Zed is a hacker, Finn, the guy that was mumbling through his words earlier, is track and field. You're a weird person's a professional business person. There's a dude who's an architect, or there's a woman who's an architect, a woman who plays baseball. A lot of sport people are here. That dude that talked about not getting paid enough is a cook, and another woman here is like a political science major.
Okay.
Those are your 8 people. Just a mishmash of professions, and they're all kind of the same age, maybe give or take 5 years from the most extreme end of things.
Okay.
Snap a few more photos as we wait, because there are some urban exploration sites. It'll pay a few cents for them.
Oh, yeah. It's like when the elevators finally ding and open, Korg, the big guy, has to put his fingers in and just pull them apart to properly open because they're stuck. They're a bit sticky. And the inside of the elevator has like rusticles on it. Like the metal bar that you'd sit on has like little spikes of rust. Some of the panels are just like oozing whatever metal oozes when it gets rusty. It looks like it's been abandoned for more than a year.
Well, don't get scratched.
Yeah, people file on in. It's enough to fit all of you, even with your larger members in the group, because it's a large employee elevator. And it takes you down. There's music playing, and eventually opens up into the mall proper. The mall proper is an underground city. So it is, primarily walls that have been dug out, that have been given metal reinforcement, concrete molding has been poured. But an essential underground mall is a canyon. It cuts through the ground. It has a base floor, and the walls on either side are filled with shops and have like ring around paths and different interior elevators to bring you up and down those places, steps. If you've seen whichever of the Dead movie was in the shopping mall, it's like that, but underground and bigger, fancier, more metropolitan. The shops, for the most part, are either closed and barricaded. Some are just wide open. Like, there's a Laura C cord, which I'm sure America has. That's just, the doors are open. None of the glass is broken. There's posters up, and there's a bunch of like melted and evaporated ice cream buckets in there, and like waffle cones that have been left to not rot because they're waffle cones.
Just so much all the mold there.
The chocolates are all still in their display cases. The till still has money into it when Korg walks over, because that's just one of the closest places, and just wrenches open the till and empties it onto the floor for Zet. And so it's like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this. Don't do that. What are you doing? Stop it. You're embarrassing us. But the group starts to disintegrate almost immediately. Like, people are starting to pull themselves in different directions because it's a big, fun, abandoned mall.
Oh, so I guess we're looting now.
What's the state of the power down here?
It's on.
Huh.
Neon fluorescent lights are framing this place, and again, a light lavender, pink, red, and faded out powder blue. There's not white light in this mall. There are white light emitters. They're just not on, any of them. So
that's odd.
Mm-hmm. So, the mall has probably any store you can think of reasonably in it. So, like, staple, barbershops, grocery store, ethnic food store, obviously. Those are just everywhere. Those are great. That's where you can get black garlic from. Video games are a thing that are in stores. Clothes you can buy in malls. Yeah, those are there too. Gun shops, sure.
This is America.
This is a mall. The banks exist.
Okay, so do we want to
we're
be...
not going anywhere near the money that someone cares about, but...
Well, if they cared about it, they wouldn't be leaving the stores open.
Yeah, I have a feeling when you investigate the banks that they were a little more properly closed out than the rest of the stores were. Coincidentally, the banks and a lot of the bigger businesses shut down a couple weeks before the big shutdown happened, just for no reason. Maintenance.
And this place continues to give off the impression of having been really abandoned more than shut down. It's
probably the biggest indicator is the food court, which has not been bussed in the year since this place shut down.
Oof.
Like, yeah, it's rotting food, but it's fast food. It's either going to desiccate really gracefully, or it's like going to just have rotted away and been eaten by animals by now. Like, it's bad, but it's not a big fucking nightmare.
Speaking of which, are there any animals scurrying about?
No, there are not.
Okay.
So, at this point, it's kind of free roam. Whatever you guys want to look into, you can look into. The group immediately lost group cohesion, though. Like, as soon as the fun part started, it's over.
Rule 1 should have been no looting before we're done, but apparently that's not a thing.
It's having fun in a mall. Like, a lot of the shops are closed, but some of them aren't, and I can go around, take pictures, do stuff.
I have the feeling that this isn't going to be a formally paid venture.
Huh. Well, not sure about that. Didn't look like, a job advert.
Before Ravi goes poking off into the stores proper, he's going to take a stroll around and look for, let's say, security cameras and the like, see if any of them still appear to be hooked up.
Yes.
Maybe see if we can find a security station.
Yeah, no, there's an area to get to the security in the mall.
The Paul Blart access doors, anything like that.
Yeah, the Mall Blart LARP. We have a bit where we just keep saying Paul Blart, Mall Blart over and over until it just melts. But yes, there is a Blart station. It is behind, like, a secure door. It is behind a secure door in its own room in the mall. So you'll need to, use your various skills as a character to overcome this challenge.
So, do you want to take care of this or should I?
Hems and haws for a moment as his player tries to remember if he bought any larceny. I did. Going to fish out a credit card and see if I can jimmy the door with it.
Go for it.
Since I know the lock is going to be cheap as shit.
Be the change you want to see in the world.
Be the changeling.
Sure, what is that? Dex plus larceny? Yeah. That's 4 dice. I am not tremendously confident of 4 dice, so...
And if you fail, Buzzsaws will come out and instantly kill you.
Yeah, so I'm
like
going
a Sierra
to
Adventure
use...
game.
So I'm going to use Excellency, the Sidereal Excellency charm, to convert that to a rote action.
I mean, if you fail and convert that to a botch, that's what's a beat.
The brain poison of it.
Beats.
Save the
So go
botches until later in the adventure when we've got the ball rolling a bit. So yeah, 1 mote spent. Wrote quality means basically any die that doesn't succeed, I get to roll again. And 3 successes, and because larceny is also a cast ability, that's an exceptional success once more.
God damn. It's going to be that kind of game. All right, well, that means you don't trigger any of the security, which is a great thing to be doing. So, yeah, you're able to jimmy the lock, open it, and get yourself into the... you did enough success-wise that you're able to get into the next door, like just off that momentum, to get into the security room proper. So the Blart station has monitors and chairs and lockers and, like, places where people are, like, sat while their dads are called. Security guard stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There it is.
Any of it online? Any of it up and running?
Yeah, all of it.
Oh, let's sit down and see what we can see of the
first
mall and the people currently ransacking it.
So this is a computer system, and computer systems require a username and a password.
Son of a bitch. We don't just have monitors going?
No, this isn't a movie, even though it clearly is.
So you take a keyboard, flip it upside down, see whether there's a password within there.
Ah, there it is. Do you do that?
Yeah, I will actually try.
Yeah, that's the answer. It's not a rule. It's just knowing offices. That's all. All right. So you enter the username user01. You enter the password popcorn, and a bunch of people are scrambling to change their passwords now. And you're into the security system. They're pretty user friendly these days. These security systems, especially for like cameras and archives and like pulling up stuff. So what are you looking for?
Well, first let's get the cameras online. Second, let's make goddamn sure they're not recording.
They definitely have been recording the whole time to the local storage.
Let's perhaps delete the last hour of local storage.
Yeah, easy enough.
And now let's take a quick browse over the various security cameras in here.
All right, you're able to get a map of most everyone. There are some gaps. It looks like the security cameras around where the Mantertainment complex aren't online or aren't pointed really around the area. So you only kind of get like peripheral vision of the part of the mall where that is, and your peripheral vision catches what it looks like either just like plants moving, like leaves rustling near like a palm tree that's down in a planter on the ground, or something moving in the background away from the camera.
Air conditioning down there doesn't blow that hard.
Random stuff that's going on with the people is a lot of them are just going through stores, trying stuff on, taking pictures, having a fun time. Some of them are just actively taking things. Like there's, a candy shop, and candy doesn't go bad, so they're eating the candy. What? It's a mall. No one's going to get paid for this stuff. It's going to be thrown out when it opens anyway. It's a victimless crime. Korg and Zet. Korg is standing right next to a wall. Zet has climbed up on his shoulders, and he's wrenching open a vent and is trying to like crawl, and is going to start crawling into it.
God's name.
Clearly, he knows something about where to go.
Yeah, he scurries and scampers into it, and he's gone now. And the Korg just starts looking around, and you can see him like you can't hear him, but you can see him calling Zet's name, walking around looking for him.
Are there any vents in this room?
Yeah. Every part of this mall has a vent, and the vent is large enough to fit an actually probably beefier full-sized adult. All vents in Miami are.
All vents everywhere are vampire-sized.
Yes, I wasn't going to say everywhere in the world, but every vent in Miami that you will ever see, from apartments to condos to houses to hospitals to parking garages, all of them are man-sized vents. Just universally.
Okay, that's distressing.
That's just something, it's just something you've grown up with. And now, in
No, I meant
context,
more the fact that we've got a vent in the room here, and Zed is crawling around in them, so keeping a weather eye on that.
you can actually hear him scampering, like it echoing through your vent hatch. That's how you knew you had a vent in the room, because you could hear that.
Some people have different ways of having fun, I guess. Okay, I mean, if the cameras are disabled...
Let's see, what was the... I'm pulling up weird news sites on my phone. What was the date of the last alleged animatronic sighting around here?
You're going to cross-reference the date with what happened in here?
Yeah. See if they've still got the security footage from that date, or if it's been purged yet.
Oh no, it's all here on local on-site backups. it's all here. The last year and a half's worth of recordings. Like since the pandemic shut down, they've just been recording on like oh damn, I used to know the name. Not magnetic tape. There's a term for it, but it's like it's a storage
zip
medium.
Drive?
Yeah, they're just zip drives. Like they hold like 5 terabytes and cost like a couple bucks a piece. So they just have a wall rack of zip drives that have been filling up this whole time.
Network attached storage.
Actually, I have now conceived a desire to go loot a duffel bag and fill it with zip drives to peruse later.
There you go. The cross-reference you're doing for the date. Okay, so the person posted on their TikTok that they were going down the street to go get some Special K when all of a sudden they saw a weird thing. And then they show you on the camera the weird thing they're seeing, much like a Slender Man video. And it is a large animatronic, like gray furred mouse that's wearing sunglasses and a cool hat that has like a skateboard permanently attached to its back with a sign that says "Free Zaw and Wings, come with me," written on like cardboard shakily. And it's just kind of standing there, like moving back and forth, its tail twitching with the sign, like moving towards the person and like keeping a bit of a distance though. It's like half put a COVID mask over its big cartoon nose. And they just record the rat for a bit, and then they just walk like away from it, picking up the pace slightly, and just leave it behind.
Let's pull up the recordings for that evening.
All right. Well, if you go,
and fast forward.
The early recording is there's nothing, and then you see movement, and yeah, there's Pizza Rat. That's the name of the mascot, by the way. His name's Pizza Rat. And he's just walking into the mall. He walks into like an art supply store, walks out with a marker, walks into a stationery store, walks out with some stationery, makes his sign, and then walks into an elevator and hits an elevator button. And then he comes back later with the sign and just walks back to where he was.
There's very definitely some weird shit going on in here.
Did he pay for those stationaries?
He didn't even break in. He just walked into the open door and took them.
A thief. I see.
That's the one thing you're able to cross-reference real easy. You'll have to pull up other dates to do other ones, but they all share a lot of the same theme, but you're going off of dates of people that, quote-unquote, probably survived, so it's not like you have a date for someone who didn't. If that's a thing.
Definitely going to get something and raid the zip drive rack.
Yeah, I mean, it's locked up and stuff, but you guys have a means, so you can just pull all the drives from it and throw it in a bag. Tape drives. They're just
the whole rack.
The whole rack weighs like 400 pounds.
Well, what's your point?
A proper zip drive rack.
The last couple months of them.
A properly mounted zip drive rack needs to be earthquake proofed, which means it has to have extra metal put into the superstructure when it's bolted into the concrete floor, Peter. It's very heavy.
Devin,
I don't want the rack. It's with the tapes.
Yeah, the tapes do not weigh 400 pounds. The tapes weigh next to nothing when you get all of them.
Okay.
This isn't Little Bastard.
And
it's not worth anything to steal. Oh,
and
yeah,
we're no longer recording, to be clear.
Oh, yeah, you shut that off. Because it was totally recording that stuff, and when people came to check in and synced this with the off-site, that would have been a whole thing.
If only they had a stable internet connection here and just keep uploading stuff, but oh well.
Nah, they just didn't. So how businesses like this usually do off-site backups if they don't have great internet infrastructure, and, America doesn't often have the best, is they'll just physically ship the tapes. Like, they don't want to pay for a bunch of bandwidth or a business line. They'll just put the tapes in like a box or a crate, and they'll ship it to their backup provider or their head office, and the head office will load the tapes into their database from there, and then they'll ship them new tapes.
I mean, they say never underestimate the bandwidth of a train cart full of magnetic tapes.
Yeah, exactly, right? It has a throughput. It's not the fastest, but it has a lot of capacity. A crate full of fucking terabytes.
Good throughput.
Yeah, exactly. I knew you knew the right words for it. So, yes, you have on your equipment a bag of evidence swag. It's like a year and 3 months worth of mall footage.
Perfect.
All right. So, do you guys want to do any exploring, or do you want to just have the first problems start showing up?
Oh, let's walk about. I could definitely use with a jacket that's a little less beat to shit than this one.
Oh, yeah, this place is extremely robbable.
Well, then, let's.
We're going to solve mysteries and hopefully do a public service involving some weird walkabout radical rats, and nobody's going to pay us for it, so we'll pay ourselves on the way in.
All right. Well, while you're getting some nice clothes from the Italian leather clothes shop, which I'm sure exists, you turn around, and behind the counter, where is it? I had a list of these fucking things. Oh, behind the counter is a yellow Labrador dog animatronic.
Okay.
It's like wearing like a dog collar. It's not super fancy looking. Like, it seems like a very simple mascot.
Damien, are you seeing this?
Well, it would look cute if it wasn't so creepy. Who would want a lab? But yeah, it looks like one of the animatronics.
Yeah.
Is it staring? Is it sleeping? It
is standing there motionless straight ahead, because that's what an animatronic looks like when it's doing all of the things above you just described. Because it's a robot.
Is it between us and... No, it's behind the counter, you said.
Yeah, it's at the till.
I guess I'm putting back whatever I was trying to nick. Like, better not steal from this one.
Going to very slowly start edging my way toward the door back out into the rest of the mall.
Okay, you do. You're in the mall proper now. Like, you leave that store. You see a few other people leaving a store, and they're looking back at it weird, and there's like an animatronic of a goat, but the goat has like one of those big rimmed hats, like a 10-gallon hat or a sombrero, like a hybrid of the two, and like the edge is really high, and it's full of like foam cheese slices and like nachos. It's Cheese Goat. It's one of the mascots. Anyway, it's in like one of the stores, and it's just standing there, and the people leave when they realize it's there.
I don't think I get close to those if I were you.
One of the people speaks up. Yeah, we've all played Five Nights. We know. It's 2021. They know what they're about. Some of them have bats.
In fact, it might be a good idea to get the group back together. And where did you get those bats? Because that looks like another good idea.
Sporting Goods.
Yeah. Yeah, that's next stop on the shopping trip.
So go to sports goods then.
Yeah, if you want to pick up any weapon from the little armory section of the game, yeah, there's sports stuff there. Russia sells 1 million baseball bats, but not a lot of baseballs.
Ah,
So people are trying to get the group together, and that's become a challenge because people are already missing.
oh, great.
I'm just
So
going to
who's
give you
missing?
access to the list so you know who is whom. Oh, wait. It's already there. Never mind.
Yes, it's in the scratch pad.
It's already there. I'll give you the animatronic list just so we can go over them together.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. So Zet can't be found. That guy that was kind of stumbling when he was talking to you earlier, Finn, isn't findable. And neither is that cook guy.
Burger.
Yeah, Burger.
Oh, his name's all.
No, it's his nickname. People have nicknames.
Okay.
He's a cook.
I'm bad at juggling info. Could we put a little mark next to missing ones?
Oh yeah, sure. M for missing. Oh wait,
I
I said
assume
Korg, not
Zed is
Zet.
still in the vents. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Yeah.
Yeah, Zet is gone. He is scampered off.
Well, we kind of know where Zed is, so that's not that much of an issue. It's just about Finn and Burger, I guess. So who's seen them last? And where?
So the last time anyone saw Burger, he was in the food court because there's actually still like freezers full of stuff. So he was clearing off an
Oh my
area
god.
in one of the restaurants to actually cook. Like he was gonna cook up fucking Taco Bell fries or whatever. Why not? He had this whole spiel he was giving the group about how he's going to grab all the best from all the different restaurants here that still have stuff in the freezer and build a super meal.
A super
Also,
meal, year-old ingredients.
Yeah, but they're in the freezer. That's fine.
frostbitten.
Yeah, they're going to be frostbitten. They're not going to be the best, but you can freeze processed onions and potatoes and stuff forever, and it's the seasonings and stuff. It's not going to be complete. I understand your trepidation, but it'll be close enough for what they want.
Well, having fortified myself with a little a little tack hammer from hardware, I'm going to suggest that we maybe try to locate our missing persons, and the food court might be a good place to start.
Amelia raises her hand. Our new friend brings up a great point. We should definitely split up and cover more ground that way. Everyone's like, oh, okay, yeah, no, good idea, new guy. We'll cover more ground.
Okay, as long as nobody else goes missing, that should work.
You got to promise, guys. So they're starting to suggest to break into two teams.
Which team would you? Two groups. Two groups.
So who do you want on your team?
No smaller unit than that. Oh, let's take Mr. Baseball and Miss Let's Split Up. Why don't we?
Okay. And everyone else will go to track down Finn.
I guess we can always split as well.
I mean, you could. So they're going to go track down Finn.
I can't find my way out of a paper bag, so
They're going to go track down Finn because he was seen somewhere in the mall, and you guys are going to go track down Burger at the food court, and that's where Korg last saw him. So you guys are walking on over. The food court looks like it's been disturbed since you were last there. A lot of the trays in like one of the eating areas, like someone went around with one of those big garbage trucks, like those garbage like container on wheels things for like filling mass garbage, and like swept all of the food trays and all the stuff in the food court into it and like shuffled it off to the side to get it out of the goddamn way, and like wiped down a table or two so they'd be nice. And it looks like in the the hour or two you guys have been in here, the cook was at one of the burger shacks grabbing shake mix or grabbing seasoning salt from another place or grabbing canned tomatoes from the whatever place makes like butter chicken and whatnot. Like they were clearly grabbing ingredients from all over. So that's the situation when you walk on in.
Burger!
Oh, we're just yell. People start yelling. Yeah, people start yelling his name. It's like, all right, let's make noise. Korg, of course, just yells Zet's name over and over again.
Well,
he does not
will
produce
be the first
well.
place. Will be the first place you rate some good food from. Will be part of this master food list. What do people think? Fries from McDonald's.
Fries from
Something
McDonald's.
KFC.
The biggest walk-in who's likely to have the biggest freezer?
Biggest freezer would probably be something that deals specifically in frozen things. Probably the Dairy Queen or the equivalent that America has.
We have Dairy Queen.
Okay, perfect. And that's the one. It'll have a walk-in freezer area for the Julius, from the Julius Caesar? The Orange Julius. The Orange Julius that's also attached to it.
Sure, let's hop the counter and see what we can find there.
Hear a banging sound behind you. Korg tried that, but smashed his head into the signs above it. So, you guys head into the back area. This place has clearly been rifled through. The freezer in the back has like various doors. Like it has another door that leads into a deeper freeze, and all the items here are like frozen fruit, syrups, bases, cream bases and stuff for mixing. Pre-made ice cream that's in like what do you call them? Like little tubs and whatnot for buying for take home. Those are probably a little bit freezer burned after the year. And then there's like a deeper walk-in at the back where things are colder for items that need to be kept in a more stable temperature.
Let's go in.
All right. Door's locked. Has one of those security key cards on it.
If we only had that.
Did I see any key cards back in the security office?
No.
Maybe the employees left it, with their aprons or what have you.
Or around their necks.
Who'd carry that with them if they're just leaving it and ditching it? But sure.
I mean, yeah, you'd throw it away later, but like if you don't remember it's around your neck. Or on your pocket or whatever. They're very easy to lose. They're very easy to take.
Experimentally, I'm going to bang on the door.
You hear an answer bang back.
Oh, shit.
Well, there should be.
You hear muffled talking sounds from the other end of the door. It's a very thick door.
Shit, how did he get this thing open? How do we get it back open?
I mean, shouldn't it have some, way to open it from the inside?
Apparently not.
It's one of those bad things.
There are walk-in freezers that don't have a release on the inside, and they're a nightmare.
I know.
There's no way that's OSHA compliant. No way.
Welcome to Night City.
And yet. And yet here we are.
Well, if nobody has an idea, I guess I can start trying to dawn it.
All right. Start to dawn it. What does that look like, Pete? Unleash the fury of the heavens on this inanimate door.
Okay. Let's see. Look at my cast abilities, and I'm a genius for destroying things, which means I ignore 2 points of durability when trying to break something.
Nice.
So that's a thing. And then I can use my, I guess, 12 gauge fists, which
Oh my god.
gives me +3 lethal damage and 9 again on my punching rolls, pretty much. So I
Christ.
guess
Oh my god! And if
Okay.
you take a moment to reload your fists,
Yes.
yep.
Yes.
Yeah,
We all
it's
know
free.
what it is. We all know what it is, Holden. We know that scene, the Henry Cavill scene.
So I'll be rolling 11 dice, 9
It has
again.
durability 2.
0 now.
It's size 5.
Okay.
Because a person's size 5 and it's a person door.
How do wands work in the system again? Do
They
do
don't do
anything?
nothing.
Oh, that's great. So 4 successes, so that's 7 damage on it.
Okay, so you go 2 over its entire health. So you, Korg, and Amelia, and Holden's character are all there when this goes down. You just reload your fists like Henry Cavill. How does this go down? I need to know.
Well, I could always tell everybody, hey, let's go and try finding the keycard somewhere. I'll try, tearing it apart or something like that, trying to pull on it. And if some people leave, then unleash the fury here by just punching it and on some angle to just dislodge it.
Do you give
Punch it off its hinges.
Do you give Burger a warning?
Stand back, Burger. We're trying to bang on it. It's gonna be loud.
All right, so Korg turns around to go find something, and Amelia's just like, I'll stay here and supervise, and goes on her phone watching when you punch the door open.
Bam. Sure.
Okay. Door gets blown off its hinges open and kind of collapses on the ground. Burger's like, oh my god. You have a strong everything.
He was kind of rusted after the year, no maintenance.
Does aluminum rust? All right. Wow. Okay.
I mean, why else would they have coating on the inside of Coke cans?
Bad hinges. As there's the door is just clearly crumpled in around the fist point of impact.
Right?
Yeah.
So this room is a little smaller than the rest of the walk-in freezer, and it has no lights into it, but now that you've ripped the door off its hinges, there are lights. And you can see that this room just has a single tube in the middle of the floor full of bubbling liquid with a condenser and stuff running on it.
So all the ice cream melted and just went down the tube?
It's like a big clear Zordon tube. Or a big clear Prince of Darkness tube.
I'm assuming that what's bubbling in there doesn't look much like ice cream.
No, the bubbling liquid does not look like ice cream. It has a big sign taped to it. Like a big sign's been adhesive to the tank that says keep cold.
That doesn't look like Rocky Road.
I mean, I don't know how this sausage is made, but it must be amazing.
Snap a shot with my phone.
Yeah, sorry about the confusion, guys. I got stuck in here and it doesn't open from the indoors. Or, I guess your hinges were rusted. Yeah, all right. Yeah, it got stuck. Sorry.
Yeah, that tracks.
I thought there was going to be more frozen food to cook.
Yeah, I don't think it's a good idea to eat whatever this is.
The tube? No, I wasn't really looking into the tube. I wasn't really here for the tube. I thought there'd be spicy nuggets, sriracha mayo packets,
Yeah, this looks more like some Ghostbusters 2 shit than... Yeah. Come on, you better get you out of here before you get locked in another one of these, man. We're trying to get the group together. There's weird shit going on in here.
Oh, and he speaks up in that tone. It's like, oh no, are the animatronics coming to life and hunting us?
We found 2 of them out where they shouldn't be so far, so
the
jury's out on that.
As you leave the Dairy Queen, directly across the food court, because it's a circular food court, is a Burger King and one of the animatronics is standing there behind the counter staring at you guys. Burger just kind of gets quiet when he sees that.
I put the door back up in its place, so it kind of keeps it cool, maybe.
Oh, God.
Okay. Let's find the other group. Hopefully they didn't get lost.
I don't know why we did all that work and we didn't find Zet.
Well, Zed went into the events, didn't he?
Did he? How do you know so much about what he's about?
Well, I heard someone sounding like Zed, rustling through the vents, so I presume he went there.
What if it was just a small rat or like a large bug?
Could be.
I'm sure that's what it was.
Yeah. He like reaches his arm up and like starts banging on one of the vent, like the man-sized vents that are just like on the ceiling, and then just stops, looking around vacantly.
Okay, let's find the other group, and then we can start looking for Zed.
You meet up with the rest of the group, and they were not able to find Finn.
Well, did you look hard enough?
They impressed upon you that they did indeed look hard enough. Well, there's one place they haven't looked.
Uh-oh.
And what's that place?
Maybe the political science major speaks up. Well, we didn't want to go there without the whole group because she looks over to where one of the animatronics is in a store. Because...
Well, the way things are looking, that might be the only place the damn things aren't right now.
Is it time to go to the entertainment complex?
A bunch of people roll their eyes because they have fathers and stepfathers that go there, and older brothers.
Is that the place you're alluding to?
Yeah. It's just you said the name, and it's hard to hear people say the name out loud for Mantertainment Complex.
Well, I'm sorry, they don't have those around where I'm from.
They don't have them where anyone's from. There's only the one.
Exactly. I'm not from around here.
Where are you from? Says Lee, the architect woman.
Los Angeles.
Everyone goes, oh, yeah, okay, I see it. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. No, there aren't any other ones. There's only the one location here. It's been around forever. I mean, it didn't used to be, as you guys are walking towards it, she gestures at it, that. The entrance to Mantertainment Complex, the fun adults, like, Chuck E. Cheese's, it looks like... The best way to describe it would be what some dude bro... Like what Jared Leto imagines like a Japanese geisha house would look like. Like if Jared Leto designed it, that's what the entrance would look like. So it has like bright red lumber that's cut into like a very cinematic Japanese quote unquote Asian style. But there's like, lion dogs and yin yangs on it. It's not right. It's not right. And there's like posters for like, The Last Samurai, Ghost Dog, whatever the American version of Rashomon is. I'm sure there's a cowboy movie version. Those kinds of movies, those posters are in windows behind glass, which like lights on them. And there's signs that say, get 10 tokens when you order a pound of wings, free play Thursdays, don't break the seal night Wednesdays, try the insanity hot sauce, sign a waiver, get a shirt on the wall. It's like, there's like a really bad, like what do you call those things? Those kind of quirky restaurants that have like all the highway signs on them. As you get near the entrance, there's a sign like that looks like one of those, eat, pray, love signs, but it's written in like a weird font that says like, here we teach his story. It's just a weird aesthetic they're going for. Doesn't make a lot of sense.
Continuing to snap photos as I approach.
Yeah.
So what's today's special?
The special of the day was jalapeno poppers in bomb-ass hot sauce.
Ballin'.
Yeah. There's like footprint outlines painted on the ground that were clearly put there post-COVID to, like, you know, give people social distancing space while they wait in line to get in. The hours were 24/7. They didn't close for holidays. They're like, there's even like a sign being like, it doesn't matter if it's Christmas Day, America Day, or your son's birthday, we're open.
A big, Jerry daycare.
Yeah, it's a Jerry daycare for sure. So that's the entrance. That's the outside facade of the entertainment complex. Just to throw that at you, just to give you a bit of psychic damage.
God, that would be a shitty place to die.
I know, right? It's awful.
Spoken out loud. That's in character dialogue.
Someone makes the sign of the cross when you say that.
Looks pretty awesome.
And yeah, you can hear the stock footage of like pinball machines and slots, and like you know the stock footage sound effect for like this is a casino or this is a video game place. All those sounds are emanating from it. It has the windows on it that do point in are mirrored one way, so you can't see in, but they can see out. It's also built right beside, on either side of it, it has a yoga class, and on the other side, another exercise class. There. That's every evil thing I could add to the entrance of this building. It's all of it.
No, that's entertainment.
That's a sign on there.
It's a goad to the fucking conscience of everybody trying to exercise nearby.
No, it's so the dudes looking out the window can watch women work out, but it's a one-way mirror. Like it's a one-way window. Oh, that's what it's for.
Yep.
Like you were almost there, but you had to take it that one extra level.
Internally being to question if Finn went in here willingly, whether it's worth it to fetch him back out again. But again, this would be a terribly shitty place for anyone to die.
All right, I'm going to just hit pause. All right, so with your group assembled, with already missing team members, with proof that those animatronics goddamn move, and that there's weird stuff in here, and having seen much in the way I imagine Dante first took in hell when he saw it, you have seen the entrance to the entertainment complex, the gates of Mordor, watched by its watchers. So I think we'll wrap there and pick it up next episode. So, I was Devin.
Peter.
Holden.
And this is sponsored by Nobody. Signing off.